then you get gray all over this beautiful chair.
Yeah.
That's a problem. So always make sure that you're keeping, you know, your makeup not being able to rub off. And another hint is colored stockings. So if you have exposed legs and it's supposed to be a certain color, like She-Hulk, and you're supposed to have green legs, there is going to be a shade of nylon for you, my friend. You can always, always, always find the color, unless it's a certain, like a pattern or something. But if you have a pattern that's supposed to be on the legs, you can paint that right onto the stockings themselves. So just keeping conscious about, I mean, if you're doing a shoot and not at a location, then you can totally paint it and go for it. But if you are at a convention, be conscious and don't like get your paint all over the place, because you see it all the time at cons. You see a smear of blue somewhere and you're like, oh, I guess Mystique just hit a wall.
like I've gotten houses from many people that do body paints, and then at the end of the day I look at my costume, oh, there's some Mystique, there's a little bit of Hulk, hey, is that Silver Surfer?
Yeah, and then you don't want to like ruin your friends' costumes. I mean, you all work hard and make your stuff, and then you all of a sudden got a big old smear on you, and it's like, damn it.
It's actually kind of funny.
Hey, we're Hulk, it's all trail green.
It's
That's
all
right.
fairly green, exactly. Won't find him soon.
All right, one more question, and then we'll open up for questions.
Oh, I love questions. Oh, wait, I have to answer another one?
Yeah, one more question.
Okay.
Why don't you share with us, like, probably what most difficult thing you ever crafted, but you're very proud of it, you actually got to finish it?
Bethany, go first.
All right. Well, again, the scorpion mask is by far, I mean, it was very difficult and something completely new that I'd never done. First of all, I'd never sculpted anything in my entire life. I think the only thing I'd done really in depth with props is like nothing ever close to sculpting.
Your scorpion swords were pretty cool. You made those by hand, right?
I modified the swords originally, and then they broke, and so I bought them.
Don't ever be afraid to modify something.
Yes, absolutely.
If it's got the shape that you want, you can always add on to it.
You can.
You don't have to start from scratch unless you want to be one of those people. I gotta make everything myself.
Well, you can. Well, I mean, that's the point. If you want to learn something and you're determined to learn something from scratch, then all the more power to you. But nobody's telling you that that's how you have to cosplay. No one's telling you that.
Yeah, there's no rules really.
No.
I mean, the rules are for the competitions. I mean, if you just want to dress up with something, do whatever you want. I mean, like I have my own spins on Deadpool. Like there's so many different renditions of the character. I just chose my favorites. Like sometimes I have fingerless gloves and I'll sew on a Deadpool patch on it. I mean, it was in like one comic, but that's not how he's normally seen. Just do whatever you want. Do whatever you feel happy with.
I'm going to talk about a mask.
Which one?
Scorpion mask.
Oh, yeah.
Not off topic.
I'm sorry, yeah.
So I started sculpting the mask, and it actually took me about a half a year to complete because I had never sculpted or done anything like that before. I was very lucky. I had two friends, J. Michael Lee and Reeves Effects. My good friends, they kind of helped me walk through the process. And if any of you know their work, J. Michael Lee does amazing like Iron Man, he does great props. Reeves Effects does the most amazing Batman cowls. I'm sure you've seen them before.
He's like the guy who makes the only good bat cowl.
Yeah, he's very talented.
He's got a
name.
name.
They were like on the phone with me. I was so scared through the whole process. I was able to, I did like a plaster bust of my head, and I sculpted on top of that, and then did the mold and did the casting from that. So since it took so long and cost way more money than I should have put into it, but the end result, like I look at those pictures and I get such great feedback from people who've seen that costume, who really enjoy it and want to learn from it. That's the best feeling in the world. I mean, you're looking at that and you're like, holy crap, that's me, I did that.
That's my favorite costume of yours, the Scorpion. You did a really well done job.
Thank you. But yeah, I mean, that's the point. You're making cosplays, you're doing something that you're trying for the first time, or, just learning something new, and you're, in the end, the feeling that you get from the satisfaction of, holy shit, I made this is me. it's all worth it. Even though like you're crying and swearing and like just you're like, why did I ever decide to do this? Oh, this is the worst day. In the end, it's all worth it.
Yeah. Again, the satisfaction you get from making your own stuff. Like I'm always looking at myself in the mirror because I'm just like, I did a really good job on it. This is really cool. Especially when I have my eyes in, I'm just like, wow, it looks so cool.
No, he stares at himself for like an hour. An hour. He's just like, yeah, ooh. He's like, look at my butt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I use selfies with my butt a lot. I got a good butt. But yeah, right. I need better shading. All right, so the hardest thing I've ever made, I don't know if anybody follows me here. I mean, I'm kind of like a lesser known
Austin's
guy.
Deadpool. You're all gonna follow him after this because he's awesome.
I made, is anybody familiar with the character Ultimate Deadpool from the Ultimate Universe? Yeah. Anybody ever play Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, the video game? Yeah. That's the Deadpool that's in there. That's the costume I made. I had to make a whole new pattern for this. Because the traditional Deadpool suit, I have the patterns for it, but this was different. Like the designs were all like different. He looks like Nightwing with the mask on, like his bodysuit with like the V. So what I had to do is I made a new pattern out of newspaper. I hand drew on the designs, cut them out. The mask was the biggest pain because it wasn't like these two black spots. It was a V stripe, and I had to put that on very carefully. I used that liquid stitch stuff. That stuff is great. If I didn't have liquid stitch, I probably wouldn't have been able to do the costume as well as I had. And the entire suit was made out of the shiny spandex. I had red and black, so I look like I'm always glistening. So it's actually really cool. Glistening. And what I actually did for the collars on the hands, when I was much younger, I wanted to learn how to be a ninja. So I got this $500 martial arts ninja stuff, and I got a whole uniform, and I never watched any of the DVDs I got. But I did use the gis that came with it. Those collars were shin guards, and it worked out perfectly.